Hey,
Whoa, that was kind of quick. What happened there?
I don't know, but it was different.
Whoa, George disappeared.
I know, eh?
Whoa,
And you
they
know
beamed
what?
him up, Scotty.
I just sat down, like I just put my headphones in, and poof, it was there. It's like, oh wow, hi,
What's up?
Oh, whoa,
welcome
Ringo,
to the
what happened?
Heikadelic show.
We got the short version of the intro.
Yeah, we sure did.
Did we?
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
yeah,
I think he's doing that on purpose. He sees me with my head down on the phone, right? So
yeah. I
I'm,
was just trying
sending
to
out the
see if
last
we're
messages here, and then all of a sudden, let's get him. Oh yeah.
see if
Oh
we're
hey
paying
guys.
attention.
Right on.
George isn't back from
Ooh,
going pee yet. He's,
look
oh
at
my
that! I
god,
already got a compliment on my shirt.
nice.
Yeah,
Look
yeah,
at
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
The Bannock Shack.
That's
What's
perfect.
happened to George?
There he is.
Whoa,
See,
there's George right there. Well,
like I said, we got the short intro, man.
yeah,
Sorry
yeah.
about that, fans.
Oh
Welcome to
yeah.
another version of the Heikadelic Show.
Hey,
Here, Monday night at 9:30, where hopefully we'll get down and dirty.
Well, I got down and dirty this weekend. What about you guys? Yeah,
In
it
the
looks
dirt,
like.
Weekend.
yeah, I got
Look at Ringo.
dirty.
He's in a trailer or something.
yeah.
Yeah,
Either
yeah.
that or
I'm gonna drop off for a second, see if I can work on this little technical issue we're having here.
all
Oh,
Okay.
right.
All right.
alrighty. Well, that's
So
one down.
that didn't take long.
Don't you guys go anywhere.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So
Yeah,
how you feeling there this week, Heiko?
I'm doing okay, man. I'm slowly getting better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying different to do things, and I'm just doing what the doc says. He just said, do whatever you want to do, but as soon as it hurts, stop.
Yeah, yeah.
So, yeah.
So you're pushing it as far as you can, and
Yeah, pretty much.
yeah.
Pretty much. Well, the idea is I'm doing physio as well. I'm getting massage every week. I'm going to physio twice a week.
Nice.
And the thing is, get everything moving again, right? They're
Right.
working on returning the motion.
Yep.
The stand's
Full
moving
range and
because the cat is rubbing on it.
yeah.
So I'm doing this.
My
And
cat's
what?
in between the board and me, so
Oh yeah. Once we get all the motion back, and then we start strengthening again, right? So
yeah, yep.
yeah, got a ways to go, but like I said, I'm at it every day. I'm doing something.
Good.
Yeah.
How about you, George?
Hey, look at that. Richard's there too. Hi, Richard. Nice to see you
Oh.
again.
Yeah. Hi,
Hello,
Richard.
Junior.
Yeah.
Yeah. He must be a fan, or he likes us or something, because he's always on. Good for you, Richard.
yeah.
Yeah. It's good to have him along. Comes up with some good stories.
Yes. Love having him
Junior,
on.
I just oh. No, okay, go on. I'm gonna look something up here.
Okay. Hello, rockers. There you go. Never been called
Yeah.
that before.
Rockers.
Hello,
That's
rockers.
what
Thanks, Junior.
I was somewhere just the other day, and oh yeah, it was just on Saturday. Went out to visit some people, and that's what they were looking at me from behind, and they come walk up, go, "Holy crap, Michael, you look like a rock star. I like your new image."
There you go.
Yeah, had a cool shirt on. I got my longish hair, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Your locks. Yeah. They're
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say someone recognized you. Aren't you on the Heikadelic show? When you turned around and said,
I wish we were that popular, eh? Oh yeah, you're from the
Hey.
Heikadelic show.
"You look familiar. Are you on the Heikadelic show?"
Yeah, if we could only be that famous, eh?
Yeah. I thought we were.
Oh,
I don't know.
Heiko, hey,
It's
every time I
my
see you, buddy, that's how it is, right? I try and
Yep.
make you feel famous, bud.
That's right.
Oh, thanks. Thanks.
Heiko,
You're
whoa,
you're
bud.
awesome.
Well, hi.
You're my pal.
So what is it that's troubling you mainly? Is it your back now? Because your ribs and everything,
Yeah.
they're okay, right?
Well, my ribs are generally good, but sometimes when I'm sitting sort of cockeyed or I bend over stuff, my ribs start moving and popping, and that doesn't feel good at all.
Hmm.
Yeah. And
And you're
if I
still on
sit too
meds?
long,
Yeah.
my leg cramps up
Yeah.
really bad in the back behind the knee.
Yeah.
So I still got some stuff going on. Like
Yeah.
there's a lot of muscles that are tight still from the accident, so they're
Yeah.
I guess pinching nerves where they're not supposed to, or doing this or doing that. So
Mhm.
yeah.
So Junior there, Junior Leclerc. Junior Leclerc. Anyway, I was recognized that name, so I just had to check him out for a bit. And I watched a tribute he did for a great singer, Phil Nero. I hope I'm saying his Nero, or I hope I'm saying his name right. But yeah, he was a great singer. I can't remember. He was in a bunch of different bands. But anyways,
Get it right.
yeah, Junior
It's
hosted
Phil
it. Naro. Okay, sorry. Naro.
Who passed away recently, actually.
Yes.
Phil was an awesome musician, and in fact, Phil from my band Maniacs, actually had Phil Naro play for him for his birthday, so it was quite a treat.
Right on. Very cool. Hey, look, we got a couple of fans saying hi already. Hi back.
Hi, Rhonda.
I think, George, you should get the tune ready so we can toast our fans as well.
Oh, yeah.
Well, what do you think of that?
Long weekend toast?
Yes,
You
the
got
DJ does take requests. Yes, he does.
Yes, he does. Our drinking song.
So apparently this new network that we're going to wind up being on, we can actually spin tunes. So I don't know how that's going to work yet, but we're supposed to get a package.
Nice.
Okay, we've got technical issues now.
Then we can play.
Well, you want me to do it?
Tunes.
Fa la 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 tra la 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 la.
All right. Cheers.
Cheers.
That was
one
terrible.
banana, two banana, three banana, four.
Oh, I've got no volume on here.
Cheers before Derek sings anymore.
I thought a DJ was supposed to test his equipment before he goes live.
He should do, shouldn't he? That's good. I normally do.
And here
maybe his equipment's too old, right?
Yeah.
There we go.
Gotcha.
It's never too old.
He was working earlier.
Age is just a number anyway, right?
Speakers are
That's
on.
right.
Yep.
Sure age is just a number, and how much your back aches.
Absolutely.
Mine aches every day. So.
Yeah.
Isn't that great?
Well, hey, ever since I went to my Atlas specialist, who's like, I call him a super chiropractor. Hey, my back is feeling a lot better.
Yeah.
I'm not getting the drummer hunch, and
yep.
That's it.
Yeah, they do wonders, eh?
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? You know what's terrible is, especially massage therapists, they don't get recognition.
No.
Right, through insurance companies or whatever as being proper medicine or whatever the hell you want to call it, which is absolute horse crap.
Yep.
They should be just the same in the level as everything else.
Well, you mean like chiropractors or back crackers or?
Yeah, like physio, chiropractors, massage therapists. They just go, they don't really cover that or this. It's always
because it's hokey. It doesn't work, right?
Well, the guy who I'm going to, he's not like a bone cracker. He doesn't. He literally he adjusts my head and puts it back on my spine, so it's like this, and my body's not pulling and fighting because that's what it does when it's not sitting there straight.
You got to stop running into tree branches. You know what I mean?
Well, what I find amazing about that is everybody who gets that done has to continue getting it done.
Well,
I see what you're saying.
It's an adjustment, right? It's not like you're fixing it because there's a lot of shit going on. That's why massage is important too, right?
Yep.
Is you're relaxing the muscles, you're taking tension out of muscles so things can go back into place.
I only feel good when my front's massaged, and I don't really let anybody crack my back.
And he's by himself in the bathroom.
What? It's not mine. It's not my pump.
Yeah. Very nice. Very nice.
Are you at the pump age? Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, like how they have stalls. Hi, Kel. Can I borrow that pump? What?
I can't believe the suction on your pump.
Hang on. Not right now. I'm still using it.
Yeah, why is it warm?
What? Why is it warm?
Pre-lubed.
Okay.
Do you want to hear an actual story about a fleshlight? Okay, so one of the very first fleshlights that comes out, my buddy, who's the guy to get that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I got one. Anyways, we're over sitting in the shop, and Yeah. So we're over sitting in his shop, and he throws it at me when I walk in, right? And I have no idea what it is. As I said, this is when they first came out, right? So what is it? And he's like, open it up. So I open it up, and I'm expecting it to go bing, right?
Yeah.
No, I'm like, what the hell is it? And he goes, touch it. And I'm like, no, I ain't touching that. It just doesn't look like I should be touching that. So anyways, give it back to him. Another buddy who is, you know your crazy friend, like the guy who's just nuts no matter what.
Yeah, give it to that guy. He'll play with it.
Yeah. So anyways, I gave it to him, Brad. Anyways, he goes and uses it. And he's like, this thing is awesome. Right? So literally a couple hours later, we're sitting around, like as I said, we're in a shop, we're drinking beers. Another buddy comes in, so he gets it thrown at him, and he starts sticking his fingers in it.
Oh, nice.
And Brad's like, whoa. Yeah, so yeah, that was that story.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
That's my fleshlight story.
No, nobody read the cleaning instructions.
Well,
oh boy.
I think he kind of did that on purpose because that's the type of guy
he is. That's what pressure washers are for.
Right? That's just wrong.
No, that's what dishwashers are for, isn't it? You put them on the top shelf.
You know what? Fun fact.
Jesus, I'm not eating at your house.
No, but that's a recommended way to clean adult toys is the dishwasher.
Yeah.
I mean, I heard that on I think it was Playboy channel or something 100 years ago, but
okay.
Yeah.
There we go. Holy
but you don't want to have your regular dishes in there, and I guess you don't want to, hit super steam clean because you might melt everything. So.
All right. So, anyways,
different topic. How did we get? We went right off the river.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, that one right.
Well, south. that's what you said. Down and dirty at 9:30.
You just never know what's gonna happen.
Here we are.
Well, let's talk about actually. We have our guest coming on soon, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, hang on. I heard George has it working.
All right. So while we're down and dirty, let's have a look at George's backside.
Yeah.
I didn't see George drink though. I think he has to.
I haven't got a drink. He caught me unawares. There's no opening. I just
You know we're doing the show.
Yeah.
You know we have to drink on the show.
Yeah, I do. But how to get
it's no
bloody hell, you know what I mean?
Bloody hell.
Give an old timer a break.
So I was told I move around too much by somebody, and they're like, "Man, you make me dizzy." So I'm trying not to, but I can't help it. I'm noticing now because somebody mentioned it. I do move around a lot.
Well, you're on one of those spinny chairs too, right?
Derek,
yeah, I think I'm just a fidgety person.
That's okay.
No, I think it's okay. It's just I think you have to wear glasses because when they focus on your eyes and you pull back, your eyes get smaller.
Yeah.
So that's why we manscape. Okay, so George, backside.
All right, here it is. Trying to get the
looks like a piano.
Yeah, piano and a door.
Or an organ.
No, it's definitely an upright.
Piano, yeah.
Yeah, stop talking about organs on the show.
Well, on that theme.
Oh, you can't go in that close. I have my camera right there.
Wow, pretty neat.
Titles are up there.
Oh, yeah. I have no idea.
So who knows that album? I don't. I'm thinking it's something like obscure this week. Is it?
No, it's from the golden age of vinyl, mid-70s, 75. Second solo album from the guy who was in the band in the 60s, and then he went solo.
Oh, the band.
All right.
Okay.
And then so it's a solo album, and he's still going today, still touring. Well, he would be.
Wow.
Yeah, he would. Wait, he would be? Is that in he just died, or
no, he would be, except for the
Oh, okay, the COVID.
Yeah, he would have been touring last year, I think.
Oh, wait a second. I think I know. Is it Canadian?
No.
Or is he Canadian? Not the band. Is he Canadian?
No, he's not.
Okay.
All right, fans. Anybody that knows the front of that album, or the name of the album, or the band?
Were you thinking Burton?
Yeah, that's who I was thinking.
Burton.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
no.
No,
because
75 Burton would have still been in the Guess Who, right?
Yeah. That's actually where he was working on this album. That's his studio.
So I'm just trying to
in his backyard. Yeah.
You can send us a message if you know the answer, or you can email us.
I'm just trying to think whose keys. Like you don't have that many. Well, you do, but you don't, right? Somebody who went solo and is playing piano.
What's the email? Hikemeister930 at
Hikemeister.
Heikadelic.
Heikadelic.
Right down there. It's going away. It's going away.
There it is on the bottom of the screen.
930. Yeah, 930.
Yeah.
Heikadelic.
And that's including the fans out at Indie Rock Radio in Montreal.
Heikadelic 930.
I want to say hi to you guys, and if you know what the answer is, please send us a message.
Yeah, send us something out, or anyone on what's that other thing we're on? Oh yeah,
Twitch,
YouTube, Twitch, Twitter,
Facebook,
or Facebook.
So let me tell you a little story that happened with my daughter this weekend. I got into it a little off the air.
Yeah, that's a good story.
So, my daughter, she's 21, and I asked her if she's going to be home to watch the dog. I was playing a show a couple hours away, so I'm out playing the show, and she's like, "Yeah, I'll be home," and she can let our old dog. We have an older dog, so she's going to let our older dog out. And I come home, my daughter's sleeping, so I just grab the dog, and obviously the next day, so I grab the dog, put it in my car, we leave. It's like 10:30 in the morning. 3 o'clock this afternoon, my daughter calls me. She's like, Dad, I lost the dog. I let her out at 7 o'clock, went back to sleep. I guess I left her outside. Can't find the dog. I've been riding around the four-wheeler up and down looking for her. Can't find her anywhere. I'm like, Ash, I got her in the car. Maybe you should have called me first.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, you just panicked, right?
Yeah. And maybe you shouldn't sleep all day.
Well, no, she's a server. So she works. Yeah. She
late
works
hours.
late. Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah. And plus she likes to party after work. So it's, yeah.
Gotcha.
Well, you have to do that, right? It's like when you're working, when else can you do it? You have to do
That's right. Yeah. Got to do it when everybody else is done. Yep.
That's right. The after party.
Yeah.
That's very cool. So that's pretty good. And
look at Rhonda's got a guess here.
Who?
Rhonda's got a guess.
Oh.
Lindsey Buckingham.
Oh. I'm trying to find. Hey, Rhonda. Rhonda.
What's the sound?
Oh, Rhonda.
Oh, help me, Rhonda. Help me, Rhonda.
I hate to do that to you, Rhonda. I'm sorry.
Rhonda's
that's a good guess. That's a good guess, actually.
Rhonda's having a party August 28th, I believe. It's called Farm Fest, I believe. And it's going to be out in this little town called Cannington.
Oh, right down the road from my little town.
Yeah.
Oh,
just a clue on it was big in the 60s. The band was big in the 60s.
I think Rhonda gave you the finger just then. You know that,
right.
eh?
That's all right. I'm used to that kind of thing. Don't you?
Farm Jam. Sorry, Farm Jam, not Farm Fest.
Farm Jam.
Yeah.
Are there still tickets for that?
Yeah, just give me your money. And then when you get there, you just tell them Derek's already taken care of it. Yeah.
And how much is the money that you require, sir?
I think it's a donation. But give me 50. I mean,
nice.
So people going, no, Derek sent me. You go, Derek.
Yeah. Derek already collected my money.
He sold 75 tickets. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Well, let me seeing that Steve's coming on, a promoter. Let me tell you a little promoter story. We were playing at this bar, the Hard Rock, and in Toronto one day, and we had to sell a certain amount of tickets, and this is with my old band. It's not with the one I'm in now. So we had to sell a certain amount of tickets, and I was very eager that show because I was playing at this club that I wanted to play at, and I sold a bunch, and the other guys sold a bunch, and we ended up. It was a 450 cap venue, right? And we had over 200 tickets sold. Wow. So yeah, we did pretty good. We thought it was pretty awesome, right? Whether the people were coming or not, that's a different story. But anyways, at the end of the night, the place was packed, and we go up and when you sell the most amount, you end up getting a little bonus, right?
Right.
So we go up to go get the money from the promoter, and he's not there. And it's like, well, where's the money? Like,
oh no,
the last band's on right now. Like, where's the money? He goes,
Yeah.
he just collected all the money and he left. So he left before the last band came on. It's like, wow, okay, so we just got ripped off. So do the whole, calling them up, what's happening, blah, blah, blah. Because this is, before text messages, everybody's, texting, you're phoning and emails.
Right.
And so, yeah, so that's how this is going. And it's not going well. So then a couple months later, we see him advertising again for more bands, right? So what he did, he got like 6 bands, rented the room, and then you get as many bands to bring as many people as you can, and you try and get the capacity, and whatever money he makes, he took anyways. So we see it again, and we're like, yeah, dude, let's work again. Yeah, man, that was so cool. Okay, everything's cool, everything's awesome. And we're like, we're gonna sell over 200 tickets. So he goes, okay, we'll give you 200 to start. So we just handed them out to everybody, right? So the club that we're playing, they're gonna, like, people are gonna come, they're gonna hand in their tickets. It's just some door chick, you got a ticket, they don't care. So the club's not getting ripped off. Right. Sorry to the other bands, but yeah. Anyways, we got rid of over 200 tickets because we ended up getting a couple more from like a buddy's band who was playing. And
right.
Yeah, it was great, man. So that was right at Yonge and Dundas Square, handing out tickets right out front, man.
That used to be that used to be a thing, though, right? Because I was talking to some venue owners and stuff like that, and what they would do is they would get, they'd be selling tickets, but then they would get runners to go out with tickets and just give free tickets to girls, right?
Yep.
Just to make sure that the clubs were filled. Yep. And so, you'd be paying, say, $20 a ticket or whatever the case may be, but then a whole bunch of freebies being given out to, a bunch of different randos. So
right.
It was just a shame that place closed. It's something like a Shoppers Drug Mart now, isn't it? Which is awfully sad.
It is, yeah. But
yeah.
That's a hard size to keep open right now.
Yeah, it's a great venue. It's a fabulous venue, though.
Oh, yeah. The staff was great. The sound was great.
Yeah. It was upstairs. The upstairs venue. Yeah. Well, I saw a few bands there, like name bands. One of them. I can't remember what year it was. I've seen them a few times down the years, first in England a few times. I don't know if you've heard of them. They're called Status Quo.
Okay.
Have you heard of them? Never heard of them. They started in the late 60s, and they're huge. They were playing stadiums, right? And I think they've had more chart entries than any other UK band ever.
Okay.
Wow.
It's a ridiculous amount.
Yeah, but they didn't really
hit over here
off beyond that because they were kind of status quo at that point.
So,
there you go.
So were they like a bar band? Like
they were huge around Europe.
Like
they
Rush.
Were huge. They were huge.
Bar band like Rush.
Like a big pub band.
No, they were massive. They were huge. You would not believe like the stadiums it could fill around Europe on the European circuit, right? Over here they were had pictures of Matchstick Men, and that was about it.
Hi, mate. What's your band's name? Status Quo.
Yeah, well, everything stays the same. And
everything stays the same. Yes.
But I mean, I saw them up at the Hard Rock. It was unbelievable.
Yeah.
I saw them at that place on Queen's Quay as well. I mean, those are the kind of places they would play.
Yeah.
Then they go back to Europe and they're at Hamburg Stadium. It was crazy. Yep. But it's great.
That happens, right?
Yeah. It's like
look at Iron Maiden, right?
Yeah.
I saw them in a bar one time.
Yeah. It's awesome.
Like, hey, these guys should get an airplane.
They had a problem getting Eddie inside, but
Yeah. But another band that I saw at the Hard Rock, and I saw them in England again, was Nazareth. I don't know if you remember Nazareth.
Oh, I love Nazareth. That was a big influence on me growing up.
And I got to roadie for them once.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, they played at the Hard Rock. I mean, it was like this huge name from Europe, but they were a pub band. It's incredible. It's unbelievable.
They were at the Elma Combo.
Right. Those,
the Gasworks used to get a lot of great bands too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I go when you get feeling better. You can come roadie for us.
No problem, man. I'm an expert roadie.
I might need a roadie.
I've been trying to get into Derek's band on the either the brass section or the Voice of an Angel section.
Well, let me tell you a little story about that too. A Mega Wolf. I don't know if you guys have ever seen, but we have like a cyborg wolf, a cyborg werewolf. Anyways, he came to a show and he come in costume, right? By the way, if you ever go to a House of Haunt show, come in costume. We love it. So he would dress up and he went from one show to another, and then we're like, dude, they were, sorry, this is before me. They were like, you should just like join the band. And he's like, well, I don't play anything, but you could be a character. And now he's Mega Wolf.
Give him a tambourine.
Yeah, he doesn't need it though, but he just goes in the crowd and he dances around and he actually gets people going. It's part of the show now.
Very cool.
I see Rhonda's had another guest there, John Lord. It's a good guess, but John Lord is not American. John Lord is from the UK. Hate to do this to you, Rhonda.
Oh, that's another one down, Rhonda.
Wow.
What's that? Right. But that's a good guess, Deep Purple. Yeah, that's a good guess.
You just got the double finger this time.
Hey, Matt, I play the brass knuckles.
See, I would say something about maybe his name would start with an L.
With an L?
Yeah. No, okay. It's not Leon then.
Wow. Got everybody stumped again.
Yeah. No, I would have said I was gonna go Leon Helm or something.
All right. No, next week will be easier, but this one.
Yeah.
From the clues, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. Maybe somebody can figure it out. Send us in a message or an email or what if you know who the. Why don't you flash it up on the screen again? Let's see the backside again.
Yeah.
I want to see this lovely backside.
Yeah.
Go big, Ringo. There we go.
There's the titles.
Wow.
Got to do a little slower.
No, why do it? No. I want to win this week. I'm not won for weeks.
Is it Elton John? No, you said it's American. Wait a second.
I had Zippo points for weeks.
American.
It's my game. It's my game, and I'm not winning.
And you're losing.
I'm losing. I'm taking it home with me. That's it. You know. I'll give you a slight clue or a big clue maybe. His brother was in the band as well.
Oh, okay, brother in the band back then. And we're gonna say, oh my God.
Don't say it out loud though.
I know who you're talking about. Okay. He's got long blonde hair. Oh God. Oh.
Jerry Lee.
No, not Jerry Lee.
Oh, Rhonda.
Rhonda, you should know it. Oh, yes, okay. I know it. I know it now. Okay. I do know it.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it all falling into place?
It did. It's the piano, everything. Yes, I've got it. Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Right. There you go.
All right.
Bruce Springsteen.
The blonde hair, though. I'm right, George?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. It is then who had. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. And his brother's dead.
Yes, that is correct.
Yes.
Okay. Wow. You figured that one out.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No. As soon as
he give you that clue.
That was a huge clue.
Yeah. There you go. I was going to say something else, but I thought I'd give you
a lot of guys who rode motorcycles listened to this band.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. They were
you mean like
big motorcycle band. No. Psh, no.
There's no piano in Steppenwolf, right?
Well, there probably is.
But hey, Matt had a question. What brass do I play? And I said brass knuckles, but the
he's playing his horn.
Fun fact: I used to play saxophone.
Were you tenor sax?
Yep. And then I did a baritone and alto for a couple of years. So.
Wow.
Part of my costume's brass knuckles, except for they're not brass.
Oh.
They're rubber?
Right.
Yeah, no, they're metal.
Metal knuckle.
Yeah.
That works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In case, because I'm an executioner, if somebody gets away, I got to knock them out, right? Like, you can't run, dude. I got your head off.
This is
correct.
If
you ever need a pair of brass knuckles, we'll measure up your fingers and I'll make you a set.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So while we're on the topic of brass knuckles.
Yeah.
5-knuckle
chuggle.
No. And not moose knuckles either. But have you ever driven up beside a transport and they've got these, big wheels, but they've got these spikes that come out of the hub?
Oh, yeah. Yep, the big
reminds me of
spikes.
Ben-Hur and the chariot race with the spikes.
You got it.
So how can those be legal? Like, what's the purpose? Because obviously
they're hubcap covers.
They're a decoration.
No. They're not just like some of these are like, chrome spikes. I mean, you pull up, if that sideswiped you, it's going to rip apart your door, right?
Well, maybe. I don't know. I thought they were just caps that go over your nuts.
I got one of my cars is like a 328i, like BMW, so it's low profile, right?
Yeah.
So I drove right by this truck, and I look out my window, and these spikes are like eyeball high, right? Perfect. So if he was sleeping at the wheel, or I was sleeping at the wheel, I'd get the side of my car ripped off.
Yep.
Don't sleep at the wheel. Problem solved.
I get it, but why? How can that be legal?
Well, I don't know if it is. It's like the ape hangers on bikes. Are they legal?
They're decoration, just like guys put on the big fancy hubcaps that have stuff sticking out. They're plastic caps that press onto the actual bolts.
So are you saying it's like Wonder Woman in the old days where she had those little cones on the end that were brass?
You got it. Exactly.
Wonder Woman's a little before my time.
Yeah, but they could have poked your eye out if you got close, right?
Yeah. No, that actually happened to one of the guys I used to work with, Hank, a Dutchman, and he got sideswiped by a tractor trailer, and you should see the mess it made to his car. All the lug nuts ripped the panels off the side of his car.
But these aren't just lug nuts; they're little pyramid.
Oh, I know.
They're like caps. It's just caps that go over and cover the nuts.
3-inch long spikes, but they are plastic. They're pressed on, and if they hit anything, they break off. They just fly off.
Okay.
I don't think they could be actual metal lug nuts pointed like that because, that could do a lot of damage.
Well, they stick out pretty far.
Yeah.
If you look at the fender well, it sticks out beyond the fender.
Yeah.
So I would hazard to guess that. Yeah, like you would think the ministry would say something, right?
Yeah.
I know in the States there's a group of cars that's one of their things. How they tell them apart. They have things that stick out of the center, kind of like in Greece. Do you remember how it was like a knife that came out, or whatever? But they have like little things that stick out, and they take up the whole 8 feet of lane that you have, right?
Yeah, like on the car race on Greece. Yeah.
Maybe it's kind of anti-hijacking or something with these trucks.
I don't know. You know what? You might be right, George. Or it's like a phallic symbol or something like that, right?
Always come back to that. What isn't a phallic symbol on this show ever?
Never.
Have you ever watched the movie Death Race 2000?
Yeah.
Yes. Oh yeah.
There you go.
The new one or the old one?
The old one.
I have the new one. I'll lend it to you. It's like cooler cars.
Oh, is it? Right on.
David Carradine, that was the kung fu guy that was in that one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had the car Frankenstein, and it's pretty crazy.
Wow.
Well, Frankenstein was the driver.
Chicks with the massive boobs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, essential.
Good old movies, eh?
The good old days.
Good old movies.
So I have to say something because it's bugging the fuck out of. Oops, sorry, it's bugging me.
All right, say it.
So this is for all you people up in Lindsay area on the weekend. So I'm out in my canoe on the river, right?
This is Ringo's rant this week.
Oh, this is a rant from
Ringo's rant this week.
And I might use some choice words, but if you're out in Lindsay, if you were out there on a boat today on the river and you were so there are points in the river.
What river are you on, buddy? What river? What are you talking about?
Scugog. I think it's part of Scugog or something.
Oh, the river that goes to the locks?
Yeah, eventually, yeah. Okay. So if you go like the town of Lindsay, right? There's the bridge that actually goes over the river, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So I'm in there in my canoe fishing, and all of a sudden now, so they've got houseboats here or pontoon boats, right? Just the little party boats with these big ass engines. I've never seen like just 4-cylinder engines.
Yeah, because you can water ski behind them now. Yeah.
Well, anyway, so they pull people up on wakeboards. However, the pontoons make a big wake of their own, right?
Yeah.
So these guys, you would think, okay, let's be real. You can get a boater's license out of a Cracker Jack box in Canada. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to pass that.
No.
But okay, so that's good. It's a safety course, right?
Yeah.
But aside from that, I really think safe boating should involve an actual test, because I couldn't figure it out. I can't even count how many people were pinning the throttle, through the river with kayaks and canoes, and so this dumbass comes about maybe 2 feet from me, and the wake just about swamps my canoe, right?
Yep.
And I'm like, are you effing retards? Or just, I shouldn't use that word, but are you what are you thinking when you do that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so it was just
there
brutal.
are lots of absolute assholes out there, and I had that happen to me. I was on the canal in my boat with a bow rider, and I had all the kids in it. We're going out tubing, and same thing. A guy came by and he swamped my boat. That's how big the waves were and how crazy he was driving.
Oh yeah, no regard for safety.
The whole boat filled full of water, and I had a ton of kids in the boat, and it was like, if I could have gone after him, I would have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what are you going to do? Like, I mean, there were so many of them happening that it's just futile. And then of course the whatever they are, Sea-Doos, wave runners, whatever, just flying by, right?
Yeah.
And
they're the crotch rocket of the water, right?
Yeah.
Well, I know up in like in Finland and stuff like that, on the Burnt River and all of that, they've got wake rules where you can't ride over 10, right?
Yeah. And that's what I was thinking. You might have been in the wake zone, right? They have the little signs everywhere.
Yeah.
No wake.
Yeah. But what kind of bonehead, And I flipped one of them the bird, and and they waved back at me. So, but it was just ridiculous.
That's
so
when you get the
very,
machine
very
gun out and just let them have it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And those are complete assholes, because I don't care where you're driving, if it's in a no wake zone or not. If you see somebody in a kayak or a canoe or a paddle boat, you slow down and you putt by them, and then you can speed up again, because it's common sense. You can't rip by these people in these small crafts and not dump them or tip them over, right?
Well, I disagree. I don't know. I was out kayaking today. I was going through some pretty big wake.
You can.
I enjoy it though, but there are a lot of people, if you don't know what you're doing, like some people can get scared, right?
Yep.
They're just
Absolutely.
It's too much. Or me, I think it's fun going woohoo woo. Let's go find the big freighters.
No, you can. I mean, if you're facing the wake, and it's okay,
what's coming.
I guess. But if you're out in a kayak and you're having fun with it, I guess I don't know. They're very tippy too, right? But I was trying to get some actual fishing done, but that wasn't happening.
No.
But so idiots, absolute idiots.
Yes.
So, no, I get it. They are.
I think you got to mount a machine gun on the front of your canoe. That's it.
The sad thing is, it was in Lindsay, but unfortunately, I'm sure those people are just not from here at all, because I think if you actually used a boat, you'd understand that basic safety. Like, you wouldn't. I don't know. I've known people to flip in a canoe and drown, right? I mean, it's just.
Well, and I totally get it too. Like, we used to ride Sea-Doos years ago, right? We had a buddy come out one day, and he's like, "Hey, let me ride your Sea-Doo. Do you know how to ride a Sea-Doo?" Kind of, right? It's not that hard. Anybody, when you don't not giving it gas, it doesn't turn. So there you go. But anyways, so he's the guy who wants to jump it and whatever, and so he follows a boat. And the boat has a skier, and the skier fell, and he ran over the skier.
Yeah.
And it's like, he came back.
Brilliant.
Yeah, out. And I'm like, what's wrong, dude? Like, there's something wrong with you. You don't you're not right. You don't look right. And he's like, this is what happened. And I'm like, whoa, did you stop? Like, did you make sure the skier was okay? He's like, yeah, I waited. His friends came around, picked me up. I'm like, holy fuck, man. Like, what are you thinking? You know, you're doing whatever, 35, 40 miles an hour, or whatever it is they do on the water.
Yep.
And yeah,
it's
something
like
happens really quick.
Tailgating a motorcycle. It's the same thing. It's absurd.
Don't do it. Yeah.
No.
But some people just don't even think about it, right?
I mean,
obviously he didn't.
If you look at the rules of the water, you could think that, say, a slow moving, like a kayak or canoe or whatever, or a dinghy, you know, they're more like on the streets where you've got pedestrians or cyclists, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's just no regard. Like,
no.
So there's the issue about, put up a wake rule. Okay, fine. So you follow the wake rule, which blew me away because there really aren't any, which I found odd because there's, you know, a couple of campgrounds and stuff like that. So there's, you know, beaches with kids on them and stuff like that.
Yeah, there's a lot of people on that river.
Oh yeah, tons. And these guys are just barreling right through. So all the personal watercraft are just flying through. But I just, where's the common sense, right?
There isn't any.
No,
you can't fix that.
Yeah, and they have no, so they're not looking in the rear view to see this massive wake that they're creating.
Yep.
And the pontoon boats were the worst, right?
Yes.
And the engines, I remember when I had a pontoon boat, I had maybe a 50 on it. These things have like 200 horsepower or whatever, right?
Yeah.
They fly across the water now, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I saw one tied up at a dock today, and it had a wakeboard and a pair of water skis, and I'm thinking that can't go that fast. But apparently it does. So
yeah, they do now.
There's 250 on the back, right? So it's gonna go.
So if you hit a piece of wood, you know, isn't that gonna just totally kill that aluminum buoy? Or are they two piece or something? Like how do they work?
Well, you know, you're right, Derek, and you can't fix stupid, right? Because anybody who's, you know, hopefully listening that was out there today doing that, you're
an idiot.
You're dumber than a effing stump. And so there's a lot of, in fact, stumps. There's a lot of waterlogged ones, deadheads that float everywhere.
Yep.
And you're absolutely right. You hit one of those, especially with a watercraft, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Friend of mine was telling me that they got it up to like 88 miles an hour on the water. So I remember wiping out at 40 miles, like water skiing at 40 miles an hour.
It's deadly, man. Yeah,
it's like hitting pavement.
Yeah.
So the river dredges up lots of stuff. There's deadheads all over.
Mm-hmm.
When I was out canoeing, I canoed over a rock that was maybe about 6 inches, a big rock, and there was no marker on it at all, right? So
right.
Well, in my area, the water was down so much 20 years ago, you could literally walk out 500-600 feet before you hit water, right?
Yeah.
Now it's literally 15 feet from the shore.
Yeah.
Not depending on where you are, it's right to the shoreline. So, you know, there's people used to run out rock walls, right? So, you know, this is my property kind of line, right? But you're going out into the water. So now when boats come in, there's literally big boulders, like, you know, you could drive tractors and stuff out there.
Well, the other thing too is like I said up at the Burnt River, it's very monitored, right? So if you're out there tooling around and you're beyond the wake rule of say 10 kilometers, so you'll get reported, right? And you'll get a ticket for it. But what amazed me is that I've been on the Burnt where there have been police on watercraft and whatnot. You know, you come around a curve, there they are. For boats going 10 kilometers, and if you hop over and you do 20 kilometers, they'll nail you, right?
Yep.
You think there was one,
Yeah, nobody there that day.
Police officer or whatever? No, not at all. And it's the long weekend,
Right.
It's the long weekend, and it's the first long weekend where we've kind of opened up to the point where there's a lot more groupings and people just have had their boats and watercraft and everything stored, and now they want to have fun with it, right? But not at the expense of killing somebody. So
are you on that river a lot?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Both of them actually, but yeah.
What I'll do I'm gonna hook you up with a buddy.
Yeah.
And he's got some mines. So you just pull them out with your canoe and drop anchor and put your mines out there, and that'll fix the guys that bomb by in the boat.
Did you say mimes? Like
mines? Yeah. Yeah.
Mines.
They'll slow the boats down.
Yeah.
Like they act out things like.
I'm more worried about why would you have a friend who has mines?
Oh, mines. You mean
like
things
MIN?
Yeah, as I said, he's in the militia.
They were
so
chained to the bottom, and they would.
He's got some
I don't
cool
think
shit.
we want to do that, Heiko, because that would not be.
Well, that would fix the problem.
That's kind of escalating the whole thing. I was thinking maybe what we do is, I thought you were going to say you were going to help lobby some kind of like.
No. You just got to blow up one boat, and then everybody will hear about it, and everybody will slow down.
Yeah. Hey, guess what? Somebody ran into a mine on the burnt river.
Why do they call it the burnt river?
Because the water's so dark.
Yeah, it looks like
it's like black water.
Yeah.
I think you're playing balderdash here. You're just making up stories.
I have a question. Is there somebody in the green room?
No.
Nobody's there?
No.
Okay. Just curious.
What time's your guest coming on?
I'm not sure. I've been looking and I haven't seen.
Well, this is why I'm wondering. That's why I asked that.
Yeah.
It's 1:15.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I'm sure he would have brought him on if he was there. I did tell him at 10, but hey, you never know. It's a long weekend. Stuff happens.
I think he came on and got upset with George's trivia, and that was that. I'm out. I'm gone. So Rhonda says Keith Emerson.
Keith Emerson.
I think you're getting the beat.
Oh my God!
Keith Emerson is British.
Can I tell her now?
He's not American.
And Junior says, I had that just today, Ringo. No brains. Yep. So Junior, I guess that means you were out trying to canoe or something and almost got run over by a big boat.
Oh, hey, does Junior want to come on and tell us his story?
Yeah.
Hey, Junior, I'm going to send you a message.
All right.
Talking about a
river.
I think
we should bring Matt on too, just because river age. We said we were going to bring him on to say hi to Steve or something, right?
Yeah.
I like Matt. Very articulate.
He can be. Yes. Matt, you're very articulate. How often do you hear that?
Talking to guests, do we have somebody next week, right? Is that confirmed?
Next week is, yeah, I believe it is. Yes. I'm trying to think who next week is.
From Ajax, the psychic. Is it the psychic?
Yes. Kathy, right. Kathy.
There you go.
Yeah, so.
Well, Kathy, anyone who's into that.
Yeah. No, not Kathy. That's on here all the time. It's new Kathy, the Durham psychic.
Yes.
That's I believe her Instagram or her Instagram. Her how you Google her under Durham psychic. Yeah. Kathy, I want to say Cafe.
Oh, Matt's gonna fire up his laptop.
All right.
Yeah, I wasn't suggesting that our other guests aren't articulate. Of course, we have articulate guests. But,
yeah, you had me on,
yeah, you know what? Anything I'll say, I'll just be putting my foot in my mouth, anyways. But no, but you get guests on that are, I think, well informed, their craft and what they do. You know, and I just thought, coming from the music world and your band, actually, Derek, that you and Matt are in. I mean, it's very, how should I say it, intelligent and creative. So, and I thought that Matt articulated that very well.
Yeah. Though, so you want to know something, like, there is actually a lot of thought that went into the band, obviously pre me, right? Just the way how they Junior, 1 second, buddy, I'm setting you up right now. They there, click onto that, bud. It should be in your messages.
Yeah, but no doubt
there was like a whole storyline and everything. Like,
oh yeah, for sure.
Steven went, he's the Red Duke, and he went and got all of the other musicians, because there's been a whack over the years, right?
Yeah.
He's got them all from different deities, right? And what he does is he trades his soul for them. So he's traded his soul to all these different deities. So now who gets his soul? So there's only going to be a great big huge war from all these different deities to collect his soul if they ever, it's the whole.
No, that's great. There's a backstory, right? Like with
he duped the devil.
Well, with the Maniacs, Phil and I, we pretty much wrote everything. Like I always did the lyrics, and Phil always came up with the all of the really the song, the bones of the song. So but one of the songs that we wrote called VIP, which was about a dancer, and that whole attraction to just sort of the false sense that you have the girlfriend experience, let's say, right? But the backstory behind that is that the dancer's name is Trinity, and Phil and I started to write, and we got through a bit of it, a backstory for that, and Trinity is all about the Manhattan Project,
right?
Okay. So it's kind of interesting, because we if we ever finish it, it'll it kind of lays that whole story out, right? And there was actually a computer that they called, I think it was the Maniac or something, but it's very I don't know. I think things like that it's a story, but it's when you got a backstory, it's like you put together a really cool foundation for a concept album, right?
Right. Yep.
So, but I love that with the deities and
Yeah, it's cool stuff.
It was a whole neat thing. Like, I didn't know that much about it when I came in, right? So one day Matt and I were talking, and I was just like, so what's the story, right? And he's like, well, here's the story. So yeah, it was kind of neat. And then it kind of works with my character coming in, and now I'm an undead executioner, right? So I can start killing off people if I need.
Well, and that's what you have to do sometimes, right?
Yeah.
No,
might have to do myself. I kill off, but
no, but like it's my daughter's boyfriend Dylan. He's like he's a D&D master or whatever, so he hosts a lot of games. But he's like a Warhammer god. Maybe that I inflated that too much, but he's like he's kind of he lets me win a lot, but I'm pretty sure he's unbeatable, because he goes down to here's one. There's a place in Curtis called Critical Hit. It is on Highway 2 and just east of Town Line, a little bit east of Town Line. There's a Timmy's and all that nearby. Anyhow, Critical Hit
down the hill.
Yeah. Okay. And I think it used to be an old pub or something, but so I want to highlight that, because Critical Hit, if you're into games like D&D and Warhammer or anything like that. These guys are awesome. So the upstairs level is all done. It's very kind of like a period sort of decor, very, kind of cathedral ceilings. But they do all kinds of stuff. They do like these trivia games. The food is amazing. They make a lot of their own, like I believe it's coffee and stuff like that. Then if you're into like figurines and stuff like that, for Warhammer, D&D,
right.
It's modeled, got it all. But anyway, they also host big tournaments, right? And the tournaments are pretty intense, and they go on for hours. They're licensed as well, so they, you can have a beer while you're doing these medieval battles.
Right on.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think we have Junior out there, so let's bring him in.
All right.
Yeah. Perfect.
Junior. Yeah, let me figure out how to. There he goes. He's smiling. Okay, Junior, click your heels 3 times.
2, 3.
How you doing, Junior?
I'm doing well. You guys hear me all right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Perfect.
Awesome.
Are you on a phone or are you on your computer?
No, I'm just on my phone. I just want to really quick get back on what Ringo was talking about. I was just on the link. I was on the other way today.
Junior,
there. Is that
helping? Turn your phone horizontal, and we'll get a nice big wide picture of you. Okay, there you go. There he is.
Works better on the computer.
Okay.
Look at this guy. He's got an office called Records on the Wall, right?
Do you know each other, Ringo? Do you know Junior?
Not personally, no.
Okay.
It could have been. What I'm finding out, guys, is over the years, it's all about running into each other at gigs and sit down and talk. It's like I was talking to Enzo when I did my simulcast. I think I know you and I think I like you, but I don't remember you.
Yeah.
Nice one. Yeah.
But no, I wanted to actually say real quick though, Ringo, that I was actually on the lake today, and some son of a bitch, same deal, scooting by, no etiquette whatsoever. And as I'm looking at them, like, just, I don't know, anybody's business. Of course, now the girlfriend, she's got the effing beer up in the air, so that told me everything. I'm on George and Bay, by the way, so we see a lot of that.
I am too. Whereabouts are you?
Penetang.
Okay, well, I look at Penetang. I was watching the fireworks there last night. I'm in Port McNichol.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. No, let me explain that, guys. Okay, it's a few years ago. There was a big deal around here that they were going to be doing the new super jail.
Right.
All right. And over the years, Port McNichol has had kind of a reputation, so they just said, "Why don't we just put a fence around Port McNichol?"
Yeah, no. See, I know the whole area. My family, like, we have a cottage there. My family's been in that area since the '60s. So, my parents actually live up there now, and like the SS Keewatin. My mom's like the head historian on it, right? So, it's kind of
nice.
So, if you want to introduce me to some of the guys, then I would know who I'm talking with.
Okay, so, well, Junior is a radio announcer, professional speaker. I don't know how to go on with the list here, Junior. I'm trying to look it up as we go. What? You tell us a little more about yourself, Junior.
I guess
Heiko above you.
Junior, it's nice to meet you. I'm Heiko. Right here.
Hi, Heiko.
I'm George.
Down under me. He is a DJ.
DJ
Atomic Ballroom.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm Ringo, and so Junior, I've never met you personally, but probably at shows, been to a ton of shows, but you do have a reputation out there, so I
hope it's not a bad one.
No. Like, I mean, no, it's definitely. I mean, you can't be in this industry and promoting and things like that, and not like I think it's guys like us now are spent so many years and bumped so many elbows with different people, and it's really hard to, I think, from a just being how should I put it, on top of the I don't know. I always found the music industry pretty cutthroat, honestly. And so I've had my with promoters and everything like that. I've had my my ups and downs, but anyway, so yeah, I'm the mouthpiece on the show.
Well,
voice of an angel.
Some call it the gift of gab type deal. Yeah. So no, actually, for me, guys, I started back. My uncle was the keyboard player in A Foot in Cold Water.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so it kind of went from there, and then some kind of know me. It's just to kind of keep it short here. I did a short stint back in 89, 90 at Q107 and the former Hog Radio.
Yep. Yes, the Hog. Oh my God.
The Hog.
Yeah.
So, but it was like 14 years of radio, and you're kind of right, Ringo. It's over 35 years in this promoting of music and so on and so forth, and the dance. So I did a simulcast with some great guys out of Halifax just recently, and they asked me about that. And the best way I could describe my radio background is similar to WKRP. I spent those 13 up and down the dial,
Yeah.
So,
awesome.
It's been great. And then 1819, thanks to Steve Hogue and some guys, that's when I got associated. You guys would maybe know, Derek, with the Rock Pile.
Yep.
And it was funny about that, guys. I want to talk about this for half a second, if you don't mind. Not just Rock Pile, but as an example, I just got back into the business kind of after being out of it a while. But anyway, 2019, 85 shows to 0.
Yeah. Wow.
And
0.
Well, it was right from pretty much Prince Edward Island to Vancouver, thanks to, I'm very humble at this. I know a lot of people in the industry like you guys and so on, but man, oh man, these last couple of years, guys, both with COVID and being shut down, we couldn't have imagined how much it's affected all of us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Big time.
Oh.
And
so Junior, fun fact about Foot in Cold Water. My cousin Dave Applin, I don't know if you know that name, but Dave played with Lee Aaron, and but he had been playing for a number of years towards, I won't call it the end, but the latest Foot.
Okay.
And I think I saw them live at the Docks, which wasn't as live as it used to be because I think everybody was sitting on chairs. But great band. I mean, you can't. Helix redid their stuff. A number of.
That was, so for me, it was just kind of it was through family. My blood uncle, he married Bob Horn, the keyboard player, Hippie, his sister.
Hippie.
That was his nickname.
Yeah. No. I know a bit of the history.
All their albums, by the way, you may recall, Rocky, were sponsored by the Vagabonds, the former motorbike gang.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember them. Do you know them well? I just remember. Yeah, no,
I have actually. Sometime I'll talk to you about this. I have unreleased material here on Reel to Reel of A Foot in Cold Water. Yeah.
Nice.
Wow. So, but yeah, it's great to be on here. This is kind of great to give me a chance to be able to talk with you guys and whatnot. I was listening. I was really in my rock and roll days. You really had me going in regards to the trivia, and I still am stuck on it. I'm still stuck.
Okay. Can I tell him?
Rhonda's had another guest there, so we got to put her out of her misery. She's gone from Leon Russell, who. Yeah.
No.
Don't give it away yet.
Oh.
No, it wasn't. It's not Leon Russell.
This used to be my thing, Junior. Like I waited the whole time, and I know who it is now. And I had it clue, but now I know.
Derek's got it pinned.
Oh yeah, totally. It's like right there.
Well, he got it from the clue with his brother was in the band as well.
Yeah, as soon as he said that, I was like, boom, know it.
And then the band was no more around 72. I think they split up somewhere around 73.
Yeah.
Somewhere around there.
Before,
well, I think half the problem, George, is we're all a lot younger than that.
It's history. It's rock and roll history. That's my excuse.
I'm going to tell you right now that
somebody once said, you're getting old when a kid asked you, was Paul McCartney in another band before Wings?
That's right.
Or you get Heiko asking you if Iron Maiden was a bar band.
Yeah, well, they were, right?
Yeah.
I think Iron Maiden probably skipped the whole bar circuit just from the sheer size of them. I don't know. It was like Metallica; they didn't do a bar circuit, right? I think it would have been the same thing.
So can you guys share, like, in the industry, as an example? I just got to look real quick on the names here.
Yeah.
What else are you guys involved in? I know yourself, Derek, that you're in. I can't recall the name of your band. I have so many in my head all the time.
No, the House of Haunt. The Rock Pile's kind of our home away from home. Yeah. But I work in the food industry, so I actually work for a food brokerage. So that's what I do besides music.
Are you hiring?
Well, no. Like everybody else, when you get hit, the restaurants get hit. We supply restaurants, so you know how that went. We went down to 48% of business in the last 2 years. So. But that's a downer, so we don't like to talk about downers because downers suck.
No.
But shows are starting again, and I'm loving that because we play up all over Ontario, so it's fun to be out. I woke up in a field again. Now it's not passed out drunk, but I have an SUV and I made a little bed in the back, and it was good to have your VIP bracelet on and wake up and a bunch of people around and puking, and it was great.
What are you guys hearing in regards to the numbers that were allowed inside now?
That's a great point. So I was working with a venue, in Oshawa, for quite a while, I guess, and the numbers, I think, well, it decimated obviously a lot of clubs, right? So coming back, you got to think, if you're in a 1,000-seat venue, you got to hit numbers like 300 plus to start paying the bills, right?
So that's why I'm curious.
Yeah, so it makes it very difficult. It's an obvious sort of synopsis of what's happening, because so if you get like even a Canadian band like Headstones or whatever, they're going to pack your 1,000-seat venue, right? But I shouldn't use them as an example. Hugh would probably freak out. But anyway, like, so if you whatever band you get, you gotta buy that band. You gotta pay them up front, and unfortunately, sometimes that's a quite a large amount. So you gotta not only make your sort of hit payroll at say 300 heads. You beyond that, you got to start making money to pay for other expenses, and that's where you and some of these bands are like, they could be $25,000, they could be $40,000 just to get them out on stage, or they can be a lot more. I mean, bigger bands.
One of the last big shows I did was April Wine there back a few years ago, so I have an idea of that. It's more of the numbers thing. Like, I get the numbers thing very much so, Ringo, but I guess I'm just trying to figure out where the friggin' rules are, because they're saying they're almost, in some cases in Halifax is one example, in that province, they can almost go full, and say a 300-seat capacity venue. So I just don't know what the hell's going on in Ontario.
Well, you know what? Here's the thing, though. If you got, like, a Walmart or a Costco, they're in the hundreds,
a different story.
Right.
But the outside party that we were at was allowed 100 people. Inside, I still haven't heard. Like we're actually playing in September at the Rock Pile, and I don't know what our magic number inside is. I don't. Hey, Tamara, do you 25 there? 25% of your capacity.
See, I was going to say I hear it's you know, it was around the 30, but regardless, from a venue perspective, you got to have enough money to pay for security. You got to pay for your bar staff, so on and so on. So, the digits work out to, you know, if you're 1,000-seat venue, you know, 300's the mark, just to pay the bills, and you still haven't paid for the band yet, right?
And if we're at 25%, that means there's 250. So you're under your mark. So how are venues supposed to make any money right now?
Right. So so Junior, to your point, the smaller venues, and that's why I kind of brought the Costco thing up. They're allowing these 250 to 300 groupings. So if your venue can handle that size legally, then you're probably going to be okay. But when you get into the bigger venue, like what's Budweiser's going to do, right? That's a pretty scary notion, right? And
are they just going to put their tickets up to $600 each? And
right, exactly.
Like I don't know.
That was going to be my next question. Yeah, great point. That was going to be my next question.
Yeah, they would have. Yeah, that's the only way. You know, you got 20.
Well,
say we're just going to use round numbers here. Budweiser's allowed 20,000, so you're allowed 5,000, right? So now instead of paying $110 a ticket, you're going to have to pay $400 a ticket. And then you're going to have to pay $60 a beer.
I think
and then you're going to go, wow, the Leafs had it right the whole time.
Yeah. Well, see, they've already done it with the drive-in stuff. You don't have the drive-in concerts where you stay in your car. It's $125 a car, right?
Right.
To go see a couple bands play. So, the prices have to go up so the venue can stay functional.
That's
the point. I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can.
Steve Winwood.
No offense to these drive-in shows. Is that the new thing? I don't know if I can get into that. I don't know.
You know what?
If you want to pay me $500 to go and host it, then okay, I'm in. But I don't know. It's just, is it the new way?
Do you know what?
It is. There is a few people doing it. I do know a guy who is doing the sound for a couple of the bigger bands that are doing it, and it's. As well, I haven't talked to him about it, but what I've heard from other people is that it's great to see live music again. You're getting the real live music junkies, the people who like live for live music. That's who are going to it. It's not. Hey, let's just go catch a show because we have nothing to do Saturday.
I think honestly, it's a bunch of lowbrow sort of opportunists that come on, really, like you're gonna sit in your car.
Yeah,
exactly. I agree.
We'll get what's going to happen. I was just talking. Okay, you know, we don't have to get into the vaxxer anti-vaxxer discussion, but I did talk to somebody today about going on a cruise, and I know she books about 4 to 6 cruises a year. So she booked 4 cruises for 2022.
Right.
Okay, and she booked one for November. And she said that some of the cruises require you to not only have your vaccine, but it has to be the same brand. It cannot be a mixed brand. So now what? No, but hang on a second. Bear with me here. So if you're a concert, so if you're a venue, all right, you own the venue, Junior. Okay. From an insurance perspective, what are you going to like? Where do you go from here? Right? Do you have to kind of limit to people who are vaccinated? Because the insurance companies, that's a whole other story. It costs enough to have insurance now before for venues. Now it's going to be killer, right?
Yeah.
And they're gonna. I mean,
yes, Rhonda. Sorry.
To vaccine. I guarantee it. I'd put money down on it. Let's bet on it right now. You anti-vaxxers.
This is what I'm saying, guys. I mean, it just seems it's going to be changing. Here's an example. We won't center them out, but we'll say say Rock Pile is one venue, and say Drums and Flats out in Ajax. You know, are their rules are going to be different? as far as this is what we don't all know. That's why I'm so damn confused on a lot of this shit.
And it could be because it's in Durham, right? So if we're I actually live in Durham. That's where my house is, right? So if we're in Durham, if we're good and Toronto's not, we can have full capacity and you can't. What's that going to do? It's going to help obviously out some, but it's going to nail other people.
Yeah.
And people are going to, I'm not going to go there because you can't have 50 or 100 or 200 people there.
Yeah.
Right. And then, here's my kind of take, and you guys could maybe kind of reflect on this too. In some cases too, some of the bands pre-COVID even were kind of getting somewhat paid what they're worth. And now how do you offer these guys any money when there's no pie? I mean, my God.
Yeah.
Well, as with the show that we're booking at the Rock Pile, we are taking care of the door, right? We're making a deal, right? So everybody gets a little bit of money. You have to. It's the only way to make money now. Everybody has to work together.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's sad but true. I think maybe it'll work out better.
But I think smaller shows are going to be more popular than larger ones, right? Mm-hmm. And we had who did we have on? We had Alan Cross, but we also
Rudy Blair.
Rudy Blair. Okay, yeah. I don't know if you know Rudy, but Rudy, mentioned that from his perspective, because he gets involved with a lot of, he interviews global artists and he has an entertainment company and everything else. But he was saying that it's very interesting because right now he's getting a lot of work virtually, right, in what he does. And so we sort of agreed that, there's going to be a place for virtual. There's a guy out there, Ed Souza. I don't know if you know him, Junior, but he's got, they actually have a bowling alley that they have events at, but they have they do a lot of branding and everything. And at New Year's, Ed had a virtual party with a lot of rock artists across Canada. So we were invited to that, and it was a blast, really. But it was also at the same time, I'm thinking like all the proceeds went to a charity, but you got to interact with all these Canadian artists, and it was a lot of fun. But the cool thing about it, when you look at people in our, let's say, age category and everything, it's kind of nice to be able to sit on your couch and watch dial in and watch a concert. It's still not the same as being there, but
right.
Well, that's the difference between an old rocker and an old punk. Like an old punk, you just find me at the back of the show.
Right. No, fair enough. But I think what's going to happen is there's going to be a bit of that moving forward, and there's going to be, I think the smaller shows are going to be a lot more popular than the bigger ones, right?
Well, you do.
So maybe that might give us then kind of, as you're saying that, kind of a more of an avenue. Then
could be an opportunity, right.
Well, I'm just saying this as an example, say at Rock Pile, that we can do the live feed from there, and maybe it's going to give it more exposure to the smaller bands and so on too.
I absolutely agree with you, Junior, on that one, because I think that's where the money spot is. It's if you or money shot is if you take, say, the Rock Pile, which at full capacity is maybe you could cram 300 people in there.
It's 250, I believe, capacity.
250. Okay, so legally. 250 legally, and so then you do that, and you also have a live feed to the venue.
So now you have 1,500, 2,000 people watching.
Well, it's global at that point, right? Yeah. So it's limitless. And
okay, so with that in mind, so let's go with that then. So what's your thoughts on say the general public paying a fee for what we're going to call this live feed? Do you think that's going to sell? I
agree. Sell advertisement?
What I'm saying is, what I'm saying is, if you're at home, let's say you are having a party. Well, I mean, what I can kind of visualize in a way that they're showing a big screen with this show going on. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So
it does.
You're like watching TV.
Right, but I think what it does, though, to answer your question, I think it gives fans a choice, right? So when you go to Budweiser Stadium, okay, if you like, I've always been pretty fortunate to get decent enough seats. But if you're out on the lawn or in the back 40 at any concert, you're probably going to look at the jumbotron most of the night anyway. Because you're never going to get a clear shot to the band, right? They look like miniatures. So
the sound is way different, though.
So the only difference is, the crowd reaction, the smell of weed everywhere, the smell of that stinky person next to you, or the mosh pit, right? So
porta potties.
Right, but I can see hybrids developing, right? Where somebody has a backyard party on a big screen and they're doing their thing, because at the end of the day, the crowd really makes the evening happen or not, right? I mean, any act, whether they're entertaining or superstars, at the end of the day, they work the crowd well, and all of that, it just comes together, right? It's the hype.
Play crap music if you work the crowd well,
right?
You know what I mean?
No, but you know what? Back in the 80s and stuff, like I used to tour a lot across Northern Ontario with I was lucky we got into like an A-list. We did mostly covers, but we were like working with tribute bands like Mama Kin and T.O. Joker and all these bands. But so we go out and play packed clubs all the time. And, it was just, I did this experiment. We played up in Elliott Lake, and my band was always skittish. If I came out, because I was singing and playing guitar at the time, but if I came out and I wasn't quite in the right mood, they'd all get nervous, right? So I liked screwing around with them a bit. So we played Elliott Lake, and everybody's there with it's kind of a mining town, I guess, and so everybody's standing there with their arms folded and looking like they want to throw beer bottles at us. So I purposely started that first song off like just kind of like, like I had stage fright, which is not common for the voice of an angel. But so by the second, third song, we were killing it, and the guys were loosened up. Everything was good, worked out well. But it's at the end of the day, it's how that crowd reacts to you, right? That's why a lot of bands, the first three songs kill it, so that it's an icebreaker, right? But so anyway, the point of that is that I think it's gonna be an interesting future. The mid to smaller clubs will probably be the one, because look at what happened here, right? The big clubs, the 1,000+ clubs, are out of business.
They are,
right?
Yep.
It killed them.
They shut down. Yes.
They shut down, and it could happen again.
Hi, Matt.
Hey, Matt.
Well, okay, Matt.
I
can bring Matt into this a little bit here. Matt, as we played in Niagara Falls, and it was you could have a certain amount of people in where we played, and then it was broadcast live, right?
Oh yeah, I remember that at Christy Hale's, the Upper Space.
Yeah, Upper Space in Niagara Falls. If you're there, hit up Christy Hale's. But it's different. It's a totally different atmosphere when, like our band is we do a lot of stuff, right? Interactive. You don't have people there. It's not the same feel.
No,
it's just not.
That's the other concern with some of the people in shows. Like I was going to go down and see my boys, Knives of Alice. They're coming up, and
awesome band.
There's something about but that's something about the atmosphere that really does make it so. That's why I love this chat, guys, because first off, in our lifetime, we couldn't imagine this happening to us, this COVID shit, and the effect. So I think if we can all keep talking about it, and I agree that we should be able to find some way of some other avenues to be able to make this work for everybody to kind of not forget about damn live music. It's different. Have you guys seen the videos and anything in the States? I mean, it's like this didn't happen.
Yeah. We have a listener, Juanita, who posts all the time, and she's showing every weekend. She's out rocking.
Yes.
Yep.
But they also have the most case, the biggest death toll, right? My sister lives in Arkansas.
Yeah.
She's like, it's not even a thing here. I'm like, yeah, but how many people have died from it? Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, that's the other side that it's become, guys. I don't know about you guys, but I've tried to so much within reason not attach myself to a lot of the crap that's gone on with this. I mean, within that, this is why as an example, guys, and thanks for the initial plug there. It was brought to me in regards to hosting the tribute when we lost, of course, Phil Naro, and to have an avenue to be able to do that, my gosh, it was like a release as well, to be able to have that. So for any of you guys, what the hell have you all been doing? Oh my God.
Well, it's been driving me crazy, tell you the truth. I was talking to a friend of mine. I go to a jam every week. It's just literally a jam. Come, whoever you play with, whatever. And the hostess, she was telling me, like, I'm like, I don't know what's wrong with me. I just seem out of it. She's like, but normally you're like going to practice, you're doing stuff with your kids, you're like every day you're doing something. And she goes, well, how often are you playing now? And I'm like, I come here on Fridays, right? And that's it. And I couldn't believe up until recently where all of a sudden I feel all glowing and happy again because I'm out practicing, I'm going to shows, I'm back to normal.
How about the rest of you? Ringo, any guys? George, what have you been doing?
Yeah,
nothing. Well, I'm a DJ, so I work at the bars and what have you, and function.
Yeah, but you're DJing the bars. The bars aren't open, so
that's what I'm saying. I'm in the same position basically. There's nothing for us. Nothing for us whatsoever.
George has a DJ show on Twitch that he does, and then of course this one. So he does a lot of promoting. So he's doing like a lot of people do and staying relevant. Sorry to speak for you there, George.
I found it like for the first 12 months, maybe a bit less, 9 months. I literally didn't feel like doing anything. It just seemed pointless to sit down.
Right. That's where I was.
Yeah, you think, what's the point? You couldn't see an end to it. You thought, what's going to be at the end of it? I might as well just do nothing right now because I might spend all this energy.
Yeah, you were definitely pretty bummed about it, and the fact is, didn't just kind of stayed indoors and followed the rules.
Well, that's because my wife's preconditioned, so I have to take that.
Absolutely. I mean, and rightly so, right? You did what everybody.
But the thing for me, I mean, like you guys are in bands. I'm just the one guy there right now. I'm not one of these DJs that will just stick his head down and doesn't take requests. My whole thing is people are always all over me and requests. You see people at the same venues every week or the once monthly ones, whatever, and it's very social, right? It's very for me, and that to me was the killer when that was suddenly like taken off the table, and it's like
I totally
you don't
agree.
Have people to talk to.
What'd you do? What'd you do? Just fish, Ringo, or?
Well, in a few, I kind of have my music life, and then, professional, I suppose. But in that, I kind of retired in 2017, so I kind of just do a whole lot of whatever I want. But on the band side of it, my band's Motor City Maniacs, and we were doing very well. We've got an album that we haven't released yet because it, it's done. It's out there, shrink wrapped and everything. But we were looking for the right time to do that. So we started to try and get some momentum, and then we had a situation where one of the guys has pre-existing condition, and but it got to the point where it's kind of like the vaxxers and the anti-vaxxers, right? Part of the band wanted to jam, like, screw this, it doesn't exist. The rest of it is like, you know what? Don't be an idiot, right? But who's right, who's wrong? I kind of surmised that, COVID, it's kind of like, cancer, right? It doesn't just affect the victim. It anything around it, family around it, it decimates it. So our band right now, I would say, is at best on a hiatus because it got so pestering that you know, Phil and I, particularly Phil, just said, hey, you know what, I just don't want to be bugged all the time about getting together and jamming. It's not time right now, right? So he said, got a hold of me and said, hey, we're gonna take a little break here and figure out what to do with the band later. But no skin off of me, because Phil and I write everything anyway. So, but I'm sure the guys at some point, if we want to regroup, great. But we decided, you know what, let's just wait until there, let's say, shows again and all of that stuff. It won't take us much to kind of rehearse and get back at it. But as a true musician, I miss it. I miss it like crazy, right? Yeah. I just don't want the BS that goes around, right? And the sort of, like you get guys that are responsible, you get guys that aren't so responsible, and I got a family to take care of, and we don't all agree, right? So, but hey, voice of an angel will return, I can assure you.
Well, gentlemen, it is 11 o'clock.
All right.
Junior, maybe we'll have you back on the show one day.
Yeah, because the poor guy came. Yeah, Junior got to talk a little bit, and poor Matt there, he just came on and he's falling asleep.
I was just backup.
I can see you guys. I better say hi to Matt too.
See you, Junior.
Hi, Matt. Yeah.
So anytime at all, it's a real pleasure. Anything coming up there, guys? Anything I can be assistance on or anything, please, by all means, tag me up and we'll get it going.
Yeah. All right. Perfect.
So Junior, I have to ask,
Sure.
I'm looking at those albums or records on your wall behind you. They are records, right?
They are so.
Yeah. Okay.
What do you have behind you? What is on the wall behind you?
Yes.
I want to see what Junior has on his wall.
Okay. Well, this is just the start of it, guys. I've been actually asked to do a museum, but actually, nice. Long story, short story long. Real quick, big time Rush fan. 34 times in concert since 1974.
Yeah.
And I was fortunate there, actually, a gentleman by the name of Don George, who was Neil Peart's first drum professor. Was very good friends with him as well. So what is on the wall, you'll appreciate this, George, the DJ. What I'm saying by that is these were, and I can say this now, these were stolen from radio stations that I worked at.
Well, it happens. It happens.
What's the statute of limitation?
That's a promotion LP of Rush's, not for sale. And this is another 2112 collector item.
All right.
Nice.
And this is Don George, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the original drummer.
Yeah, the original professor of Neil Peart. And then because Derek, you remembered it, for us elder guys, here's the original. This is the second off the presses. If you can see that, that's the original Hog jacket.
Right, yeah.
Okay. There we go.
Awesome.
The Hog.
Yep, I used to have a sticker on my mirror.
And then the famous Q107 jacket there. So
nice. What was the they had? Can you go back to the jacket? They had like some kind of a thing like grunt.
That's right. Maximum grunt.
Maximum, yeah.
Maximum grunt.
Like it. Yeah.
Oh man, that's a blast.
Oh, that was back when. The Morning Man was the champ, Jake Edwards. Then.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we know the champ.
Course, Derringer was drive for my tenor there type thing. So it was a blast, guys. That's another story and many. But I will share one quick story before I let you go. You'll love this.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I knew Gary. His name was Gary Obie. Knew him from CKCW Moncton, New Brunswick. Anyway. So I arrive at it was then CFGM Country for us guys that are say my age. That it turned into the Hog.
Yeah.
So anyway, at the office, this is the true story. You can't make this shit up. So I go into the office there, and Obie says, "Okay, I don't want to be disturbed by fucking anybody. I haven't seen Junior in many years." Blah blah blah. So we're in the office. He says, well, Junior, we don't have anything right now, man, but you can do an internship here at the Q and the Hog, but we can't pay you right now. It'll look good in your resume, blah, blah, blah. I said, okay. Yeah. No big deal. All of a sudden, knock on the door, a guy comes in. He says, Obi, I got to go. My mom had a heart attack. I got to take off to Halifax. I need somebody to sit in for me. Oh, here's the guy right here. Timing is everything in this business sometimes, isn't it, guys? Anyway, to get to the story, Obi goes, okay, Junior, okay. So he goes, this is how it goes. He goes, oh, fuck. He says, before I put you in the computer, I have a very serious question to ask you. And usually it's, you need to be bonded, as you guys may know, right?
Yeah.
So usually it means, do you have a criminal record? Right. No, that wasn't the question. The question was, Junior, do you smoke pot? And I said, as a matter of fact, I do. He goes, well, that's good, Junior. Most of us here at Q and the Hog do smoke pot. We don't want some square coming in and fucking up our team. Welcome to the team.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah.
Please.
That's cool.
And today it's legal, right? So.
That's right.
And today it's legal. That's it. Man. Anyway, yeah, it is after 11, guys. I wanted to share that quick one just for a quick laugh to get some laughter out of all this. And real pleasure talking with you guys.
Well, just before you go, Junior, I'll put you out in misery. And
well, speaking of Q,
Rhonda.
We are having Al Joins on in a couple of weeks, actually.
Right.
Well,
yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, we've been, I definitely. It's been kind of a corridor reflection for us, having like Alan Cross and Rudy and yourself, Junior. This is great, man.
Yeah.
If we'll ask you back at some point, because I'm sure there's a whole lot more we can talk about.
The rock and roll stories are pretty phenomenal. So,
well,
I bet.
And Junior
as
well.
Me how, Junior, but I have just around the corner. Talking about things disappearing or not being returned. I have an award that was given to Honeymoon Suite, just hanging around the drawer. Yeah, it's a gold album.
Funny you say that, George. Funny you say that, George. Honest to God, I was a singer before for many years, and I was the second guy that auditioned to try to be the singer in Honeymoon Suite, Niagara Falls, way back then.
Oh, well,
right on.
Yeah, everything's connected, but yeah, it was one of those things that just got left in the back of the van when I returned all the stuff to the different labels. I'm like, oh, I got home, I still got this. No one phoned about it, so it's just around the corner on the wall.
Oh, right on.
But, piece of Canadian history.
That's right.
Yeah.
So, in Junior, if you get anything that comes up, anything you want to promote, or something big that you want to talk about, just get in touch with us. Okay.
Yeah, that's great. More than anything, guys, I'm looking for work because of a lot of this going on. But if any of the people that have touched base with me about some things that are going on, let's keep this networking going. That's what it's all about.
It is.
We all got to help each other. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
For sure.
Okay,
George. I think Rhonda actually got it right.
What was the last one, Rhonda? The last one I saw was Leon Wilson.
Well, no, she got Greg Almond.
Yeah, she did actually, right?
Yeah.
Right now, it says on Wikipedia that Greg Allman's dead.
It does.
Remember at the beginning we said he's still touring because I think he was touring.
So Elvis is still touring then.
Yeah.
It's not Greg Allman.
I was shocked that Dusty
it's the other Allman, Dave.
ZZ Top.
Yeah.
That was horrible.
But before I let you go, though, Ringo and Derek, when you guys are up and get your bands up and running, I wouldn't mind. Let me get up to one of your shows. Wouldn't mind hearing you.
Sure.
Well, yeah. So September 15th, is it, Matt?
16th.
16th.
It's Sunday.
Yeah, Sunday we're playing at the Rock Pile. It's an early show, 7 to 10 p.m. Yeah. If you're around,
we'd love to have you. Yeah, absolutely.
We won't even charge you, Junior.
I haven't paid. It's funny you say that because I haven't paid for a fucking show and I don't remember last.
100 years.
That's funny.
Okay, boys.
Greg, okay.
Hey guys,
thanks for being on, Junior.
We'll pick Greg off
another time.
And Fang, nice to see you. We'll get you back on short.
Yeah, for sure.
I need to hear that articulate.
That was very flattering.
Thank you. Well deserved.
All right.
So it's not Greg, it's Gary then, is it? Oh, John Fogerty. Oh, I wasn't even close then.
Not at all.
That's who it is?
Yeah, it's John Fogerty. I don't associate a keyboard with John Fogerty.
No, me either.
No.
The one with Rocking All Over the World on it, that one. 75. Yeah.
Good job there, George. You stumped everybody once again.
I win. Finally, I win one.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, so people on Indie Rock Radio, Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook, we will see you next week.
Yes. And
Michael, you got any thanks and sign off?
Yeah, absolutely. I want to first thank Junior for making it on the show. We'll have you again someday, buddy. That was awesome. And I want to thank some of our fans that were part of the show today, which was Matthew, Richard, Junior, Tams, Rhonda, Stephanie Ann, and Rick. And that's awesome. So we'll catch you guys next Monday night at 9:30 on the Heikadelic Show. See you guys.
Well, that's another wrap for the Heikadelic Show, folks, so time to get dirty. And don't forget, listen in next week on Monday night and every Monday after that for the Heikadelic Show at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. If you'd like more information on the Heikadelic Show, please find us at www.theheikedelicshow.com or .ca. We'll see you all next week on the Heikadelic Show. If you're interested in becoming a sponsor for the Heikadelic Show, it's easy. Just send us an email at info@theheikedelicshow.com. Meanwhile, you can browse our website at www.theheikedelicshow.com or .ca. Click on our sponsor tab and find out more information on sponsorships. Thanks for joining the Heikadelic Show, fans.